Okay, so there's a particular game type I am always on the lookout for. It doesn't necessarily fall into a genre, more of a balance of gameplay and mechanics. Basically, it is something to do while I'm listening to podcasts or music that doesn't distract from them. Two perfect examples of this were Paragon level grinding or Greater Rift key farming in Diablo 3, and collecting challenges in Borderlands 3. And house flippers ended up being exactly what I was looking for from an atypical source. Now, the act of flipping houses has never been on my radar as a particularly interesting source of income, nor do I view home improvement as an enjoyable hobby. And if I stopped to think for half a second that this was basically a chore simulator, I wouldn't be making this review. For whatever reason though, in the moment I thought, this game is way different than anything I would normally play. And so here we are. If you're looking for a fast-paced game, this isn't it. In my opinion, House Flipper seems aimed at a totally different demographic than your average gamer. It feels like it wants to be a played version of the average HGTV show. And if there is one thing millennials and Gen Z are known for, home ownership isn't it. You start off as a generally unexperienced worker, taking on simple cleaning tasks, but your skills will quickly develop into a pretty balanced handyman, while covering a plethora of different tasks. From HVAC, to plumbing, to construction. House Flipper's gameplay is a simplification and intro into a bunch of different professions. While you are gaining experience, you will be taking on predetermined jobs to make money. Think of this as a story mode. Paint some walls and install some radiators for this guy. Clean up a cockroach infestation and tile a bathroom for this lady. Each job will introduce you to some new work and give you just a little more experience. As you work these jobs, you will gain skill points to put into the different fields of expertise. For example, as you paint more, you will be able to use less paint, paint faster, and paint larger areas at a time. After you start accumulating enough money, you can start buying your own houses to flip. If the jobs were story mode, then this is more of the endgame sandbox part, where you get to put together everything you've previously learned. Some houses will need just a little cleaning or a few issues addressed, where others will require a lot of attention. You can choose what level of effort you want to put into these houses, but the more you fix up and add to them, generally, the more valuable they become. And you remember how I said earlier this game is aimed at a different demographic? House Flipper seems aimed at a totally different demographic than your average gamer. Do you recognize that door opening sound? Well, if you do... Okay, so, I had a whole thing about the door sound being the AOL sound effect of your friend signing on, and was going to use that to point out this is a boomer game. Then use that to make fun of how little room I have to talk because I recognize the sound. But after some research, they're not the same sound effect. Stupid fact-checking my own work ruining everything. Stupid reality not matching my memories. There is a day and night cycle that I'm not sure needs to be there. This hit me out of nowhere a few hours in, but I started getting a Twilight Zone effect at nights, realizing I was the only person in the world. The fact that lights you would turn themselves off when you left the room definitely doesn't ease the tension. Then, just moving around, I would sometimes perceive motion in my peripheral that would make me double take, even though I knew there wasn't anything there as I was alone in the game. Or, I postulate a more believable conclusion. Game's haunted. You decide. I was on the fence about how I felt about the room layout leniency. There were times I would just throw furniture wherever it would fit inside a room, or hang decorations in goofy ways just to complete tasks. I purposely on a few occasions set stuff up badly, while mischievously giggling, and thinking about how I would get paid for this and the owner would just have to reposition everything. I need to reiterate this. I was the only person in the world. I can't say that more stringent rules would be a fix though, because the whole point of being able to furnish rooms is to allow creativity. And I am sure this would be great for anyone that wants to actually make the best room layout they can, and not someone hiding their lack of interior design skills behind deviance. I felt like laying down flooring was an afterthought in House Flipper. So much time is spent cleaning, assembling, installing, and painting. But for flooring, it was just drag, click, and done. While I'm sure the game wasn't purposely trying to throw shade, I know putting down carpet and flooring isn't an easy job, and more effort could have been put into representing this part of the game. And as much as I like simulation games using tablets and phones as HUDs and menu screens, the store's page layout was difficult to navigate. The search feature helped a little, but using the wrong vernacular would yield no results. For example, it is a trash bin, not a garbage can. Or they are called bookshelves. There is only one bookcase, and it is probably not what you're looking for. I think navigation would have been easier by location instead of the perceived role of the object. Another example, it could be difficult to tell what was supposed to be indoor or outdoor bricks versus tiling, or what was supposed to be used as a front door versus a room door. And maybe I missed it, but some way of seeing how much a bucket of paint would cover would have been nice also. The game could get a little buggy when trying to clean up roaches and other dirt spots. Until I unlocked the capability of seeing dirt on the minimap, I would regularly run into being 90-something% finished cleaning a room, and run around trying to clean up dirt I couldn't see. The same would happen in reverse with the roaches. I would still see them crawling around, but the vacuuming animation would stop picking them up. Overall though, House Flipper was just what I wanted in a game. A chill, grindy, task-oriented game that doesn't require too much focus. There is plenty of freedom to play the game how you want, and to be creative and test ideas out. But I could also see this freedom quickly lead to boredom without some direction, because a slapdash approach is just as effective as actual effort. I think House Flipper is great for anyone looking for a low-pressure game, like non-traditional gamers, or maybe to introduce a younger audience in a forgiving environment. Or if maybe you are just looking for a game way out of your norm, this could be worth a try. Oh, and if you do decide to play this game, let me know if you find it creepy too. Thanks for watching.